YouTube? What's good? What's good? Let me chime in on something real quick. Let's get on this whole ICE situation. Let's talk about that a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about the whole ICE situation. Now, condolence to the people who were killed. Had their lives taken by ICE. That's always a bad thing. Whether you in the wrong or the right, is when a life has been deleted. So let me put that out there. I'm looking around and black people, not all black people, some of y'all are putting on the cake. Talking about, oh, get ICE, abolish ICE. Really? Really? How is abolishing ICE, and I'm talking to my black people, some of my black people, because some of us are just, we still haven't got it yet. How is abolishing ICE gonna benefit black people? Can somebody answer me that? Black Americans in particular, FBA. Let me ask y'all again, how is abolishing ICE going to help you as black Americans? Seriously. Think about it. I mean, there's really nothing to think about. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So black people, let me ask you this. I want you to take a good look at these percentage numbers right here. This is we're talking about homelessness by race in California. It says black or African American individuals have the highest rate of homelessness in California. They make up roughly 6 to 7% of the state's overall population, but account for nearly 30% to 40% of all people experiencing homelessness. So tell me, does it make sense to be out there fighting against ICE, putting on the cape? And I'm not talking about all black people, because a lot of black people they don't give a damn about ICE, which I'm part of that. They can care less about what ICE does. And you have a certain demographic of black people that are actually for ICE and want a lot of these people deported up out of here, which is understandable. I'm cool with either one of those, with the first one and the second one I mentioned. But we don't need to worry about ICE, especially when we have numbers like this. When we make up majority of the homelessness in California, when we're only 7% of the population in California. No, we definitely don't need to be worrying about ICE. We need to channel our energy and focus on this. And you notice, none of these Democrats want to talk about this. You don't hear this mentioned from Gavin Newsom. You don't hear Karen Bass talk about this. You don't hear none of your black leaders mention this. You know what I'm saying? The usuals. You won't hear Angela Rye talk about this, Joy Reid. You won't hear none of these Democrats mention any. They won't even mention these percentage, the homeless rate by race. when California make up a large part of the homeless population, when only 7% of the population is made up of black people. And you want to tell me systemic racism doesn't exist? And you want me to go out there and protest ICE? Oh, hell no. Hell no. Our energy needs to go towards this. Why is this being ignored and not talked about? You don't hear none of your black leaders mention this or talk about this. This is crazy. This absolutely makes no sense. Clearly, this is racism. Clearly, this is big part of his systemic racism, because black people are the number ones who are discriminated against when it comes to housing. So if you're discriminated against when it comes to the whole housing situation, well, where does that lead you? That leads you to, a fast track to being homeless. But nobody wants to talk about this. So no, we don't need to put the cape on for anybody. We don't need to be going up against ICE. That's not our problem. That's not our issue. And of course, you're going to have a few black people that, they don't care. It's just in them to go out and try to help other people, except they're, their own people. They don't mind going out there trying to put the fire out on somebody else's house. Meanwhile, they look back and their house is burning down. Makes no sense. Makes no sense. Oh, but red states are the most racist. Look. Yeah, there's racism in red states, and I know I lived in a red state. But black people statistically do better in red states than they do blue states. Real fact. But anyway, I know I'm kind of going off topic, but black people, though I'm talking to a few that still just don't get it. You really need to look at the homeless rate and how black people make up a good percentage of the homeless population in California, with only a 7% black population. Channel your energy towards your own people. Seriously, channel your energy towards this. This is where the energy needs to go. Not fighting for people who are breaking the law, people who are here illegally. Serious. And shout out to the ones that's not putting on the cape, playing Superman, trying to fight for other people, that are black first, which is what it should be. You should be riding for your people first, or only, not for other groups, and then putting your people last. So shout out to those black people. But this is nuts, man. You won't hear nothing from Gavin Newsom about this. Nothing. None of these Democrats have nothing to say about this. The mainstream liberal media has nothing to say about this. Your black leaders, this is a disgrace. So black people continue to step down, and the few that still want to put on the cape and protest ICE, which is dumb, just take a good look at these numbers, and hopefully that'll change your mind on going out there trying to play superhero for these other groups that really don't give a damn about you. So let me know what y'all think. This is a disgrace, man. I'm out. Peace.